Hey guys, AilouPup here. Today is my review of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. The topic for this book had been a book recommended to me by a friend, and this had been recommended to me quite a few years ago. I did try to read it a few years ago, but couldn't quite get into it, so I was hoping that this time I would have better luck, and I did, sort of. At least this time I was able to finish it. The Name of the Wind follows Koth, which I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it. It is written in first and third person, following Koth through several years of his childhood in first person, and a single day in the present of an older Koth in third person. This book is the first day of Koth telling his story to Chronicler. I can see why people like this book as much as they do. I really like the way that it's written, like a story within a story. And it's a nice change from the sort of books that I usually read. It's written well enough to usually compel the reader to feel sorry for this boy who's always told that he's handsome and intelligent, but has everything taken from him in a single day. However, I found young Koth so arrogant that it was actually kind of hard for me to like him. Sure, things are hard for him, but when things are going well, he does something and makes a mistake that sets him back and even at times makes things worse. He spent his childhood being told that he's intelligent and that he can go far, and because of that, he truly seems to believe that he can use his intelligence to get through anything, and that people should be falling over dead for his favor, and when they don't, he tries to make them, to the point that it's actually kind of satisfactory when he gets taken down a peg or two, except that he never stayed down for long. But there is a lot of character development, as we can see in the older Koth, who seems a lot more wiser than his younger self. And when he's looking back on his past self, it seems to me like he should probably be thinking along the lines of, I was an idiot. There were really only a few chapters of the older Koth, but really, except for the beginning, these were really the only chapters that I actually kind of liked. I think probably just because of how different he is from his younger self. I would read the later books just so that I could see the character development and see how he came to be how he is in the present. Throughout the book, I felt like it made it very difficult to forget that he lost everything, that he's intelligent, he's handsome, and he could have everything wrapped around his little finger if he wanted to. In the beginning, I still felt like it was kind of pushing this, but before things start to happen and while he's still so young, he doesn't feel as arrogant as he does in later chapters. Almost like the only way he became this way is just because of what happened to him. As this book is basically Koth telling his story, it almost feels like there are no other major characters other than Koth. There were only a handful of characters who appear and come back later as mentioned, all of whom I found a lot more interesting than the younger Koth. And yet we really don't know who they are because Koth never really asks about them and wonders about who they are. As a young man, it seemed to me like Koth didn't really care about anyone other than himself and Denna. And who is Denna? Someone who can make herself appear and disappear when she wants. And that is all we really know about her. And yet she appears a lot more often than any other character other than Koth. I just found myself suspicious of who she was and how she's going to change the course of the story, because I'm almost certain that she probably will. For certain, she's the only other character besides Koth who I'm expecting to appear in the later books, while I'm expecting the others to just pretty much disappear. I gave this book a 2.5 out of 5. I'll probably reread this at some point, and for certain I will read the other books in the series, but I don't know when that's going to be. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from me.